brick wall in the back. That was
Except, are you ready?
Are you?
Because you were just live
Oh,
here on Lake Effect Radio
hey, once
with the
again,
Night Shift Band.
thank you so much
The
for
Night
having
Shift
us.
Band.
Once again, I got to give you props. You boys have come a long way. What you've got set up out there now, the way we can get into it and listen to you is great. And I want to thank you again for keeping the music alive with the entertainers, people from local bands, Akron, all over Lake County coming over here, sitting in these chairs and talking with you. For myself, thank you for doing it. Thank you for keeping the music alive, and I wish you more success than you can imagine. Just keep this going. It's a wonderful thing that you're doing.
We try.
And that was
But I
Jimbo
definitely appreciate
Edwards
that.
of the Night Shift Band.
And that's
The public service
That's
announcement.
on behalf of Night Shift Man. Keeping in the loop.
Well, it's all about you guys.
Really?
You guys, get the more credit in that. Because without you guys, we couldn't do it.
Mhm.
Whether you guys taking the time coming up here, doing what you guys do, going to gigs and that, practicing, coming up with material, doing the covers and that.
Mhm.
So you think it's more, in a way, you should give props to yourselves in that because, without that, we wouldn't got nothing.
Yeah, well,
So,
I'm modest. I do it because I love it.
well, true.
We all do.
So, without that,
Mhm.
this wouldn't be all possible. Not only you guys putting the money in all the instruments and stuff. Those few $100,
Money.
repairs, things, gadgets, so on and so forth.
That's the gadget man.
You know, the funny thing about that money, we end up spending more money doing a gig than we get really, because gas getting there, and then you're drinking the wine or the
Oh,
beer,
really?
Or
and the
you're
bar
eating a
tab
meal.
kind of starts getting like this. It's like sometimes we do it for free, and that's even some of the fun right there. Because you remember the one place we did it for free?
Yeah.
Musicians got $5,000 worth of equipment in a $500 car.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
Wow. Okay.
That's an easy understatement
Yeah.
there. The band, everything in it.
That's exaggerated.
And a lot of times now,
On the car.
I just want to thank God, whatever God anyone believes in, for Gary Kern over here. Beat the cancer again. And we almost lost him a couple times. So the Grim Reaper's knocking on his door. We elected to cut rehearsal down a little bit. And I try not to...
That's the second time you did that.
I don't know what's going on over here. You guys want to be alone?
Yeah,
or
did you
something?
do that this
He's got
first
fringe
time?
benefits.
He scooted away and that,
Yeah.
Comes back. But yeah, I'm really grateful to have him. We did, like I said, we slowed down on rehearsing as much as we have. And I want to thank you too. Since the last time we had the privilege of coming up here, you mentioned that we were like a mainstream band. We don't consider ourselves as a mainstream band. We enjoy what we do. We've grown quite a bit, and I got to give props where props are doing. As I mentioned, John Ivory, we call him Johnny Vocals. He performed on a cruise ship. He performed downtown with Bublé. Did I say it correctly?
Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé, okay. But what he's done on his own to continue, I'll call him a bubble. I don't like the guy anyway. I don't have nothing against him.
True.
I don't know him, don't care. But John he took the time out between his work schedule, what's going on, and really put forth the effort. And as I said, videotapes don't lie. I looked at what we recently did from Ferranti's, Benny's over here, Benny Vito's Winery, nice place.
I seen that.
And
Just looking
to
at
watch what had happened just in a short 12-month period. He's coming into his own right now. I mean, it's like, I ain't putting the binders on it. Go, boys. We got you. Just go. And sometimes we go and we're looking at each other, where we going? I don't know, but just keep it alive.
Well, I got to say, I'm looking at these walls and I see, for the most part, a younger musicians, bands, younger guys. I mean, that's where it all starts anyway. That's the thing. We didn't get that luxury of growing up together, obviously, because, well, the age difference and, the whole band set and everything. But I think sometimes that makes bands tighter together whenever they're growing up together, because they're all learning everything together and they're all You know, they're
Right.
you know, breaking out together. You know, they're doing it together instead of, well, I did it here and, you know, you did it over there 4 years ago and, you know, like that. It seems like whenever bands grow up together like that, I think they last a lot longer. And I mean, you know,
I feel like we have, really. I mean, we're tight and everything. We watch out for each other. We got 2 drummers, you know, one that can't make it, the other one does. And then still a tight group.
actually you could say 3.
Who's the third one?
Which is, you know, the guy that plays without any shoes on?
You know, you
Oh,
talking
Greg?
about Chuck Shelley?
No, Greg.
Oh, Greg, too.
Oh.
Yeah,
Greg,
Greg's the young
We have a situation that came on, and it's rough. Gary and I don't mind it too much at all, but it's rough on the front, man. When you get used to one drummer
Oh.
with your certain
rough
certain
on
signatures
bass
beat
player.
to come in on. Well,
Everybody's got their own little.
we got
and
we got
whenever
Ron
you-
Yeah.
Severs from Whiskey Courage. However, Ron has a very demanding position where he works at, and he's been a gymnastic coach, which is fantastic for the younger adults and everything. So he can't always perform. I was fortunate enough to get Gary knew Joey Piles. Now,
And he
we
would
got
be
one
here.
drummer on one level, we
Mhm.
walk into a Joey Piles, which has a wide spectrum of his expertise over the number of years. I threw another curve at him, one of Lake County's finest drummers is Chuck Schillings. Now he's with Moon TV right now, they're doing really good. We might put something together. He just talked to me the other day. Gary and I were throwing a few things around.
You mean the gorilla? La, la, la?
And then I put him up behind John, and
Jeez, he knocked me off the stage, man.
John's
The guy's
like-
got so much power behind him. It's
you know,
like,
and it's
whoa.
effortless
Yeah.
for him.
It
It's
scared
different
him.
stages.
I was used to it, but it scared him.
Yeah, it
He
scared
came
him.
flying off the stage.
And he's like screaming in the mic like, it's like what is this? But it is nice, and we've been blessed. It's the camaraderie that we have. It's the energy that we bring to a show. We used to say, okay, we're going to go. We use the word gig a lot. Well, they say, well, we like the show that you put on, and we don't rehearse what we're doing on stage. It just comes naturally. And then when the honeys get crazy and start jumping on the stage, I even took my shaft around.
Even the ones in the strollers
Oh yeah.
and the walkers.
I
I
didn't
mean,
see
even
that.
those. You know,
Yeah.
you
Wow,
go-
that's
it's a
good.
wide spectrum.
That's it.
You
We
guys
got
are
so
good
involved.
IPR.
The ones in the walkers. That's funny.
We're doing a show, and once again it was at Ferrante's. Well, John was doing barefoot, and the crowd was into it. We got it on video. You might have seen it. Looked it up on that. Well, he
Yeah,
threw his
correct.
shoes off, right? Well, I decided to take mine off, and then
Everybody
for
went.
some- Now Joe Piles was drumming for us at that particular time, and you know using his vocals. I stood on top of my Supersonic, and here's Gary going, thinking he's going to get on his amp that has rollers on it. He would have went down the steps. The crowd went nuts. They thought it was fun.
And he jumped on his amp, and I went to go jump on mine. I have a processor on it, plus mine's on wheels. Was on that.
Yeah, that's
Johnny's
not the best
coaching him on. You
idea.
can do it.
I'm gonna bring a skateboard next time.
Well, the other thing, you have to watch the processor, man. Those aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got one now too.
I got a food processor.
Yeah. No,
I heard earlier on
Bring
your
that up on
program
stage, and I just cut and dice and slicing.
You were talking with this other group, and I can relate to it. They showed up somewhere, double booking. They had people from out of town coming in. We had the same situation happen to us. It does have. It's unfortunate. We don't have signed contracts except for some of the different establishment, like a year in advance. Johnny's got one. We have to sign for it. It's a contract, a binding contract. I love them so much that if they cancel us, they still pay us. And I'm, yeah, I like this.
Those are hard to come
Those
by.
are very hard to come by.
True.
So we tried to put in like an agreement. People don't like the word contract, but it depends where you want to gig at or put your show on. The way I look at it, keep the music alive. We'll suck it up. You don't have to worry about this. Get the name of your band out there, like the Night Shift. We want you to, and we've changed our selection of songs, shall we say. We still have the driving force that made the Night Shift to begin with, you know. But now Johnny's coming into his own, so we're throwing some more stuff in there. I went, oh yeah, pour some sugar on me, get down. Oh, and they love it, you know.
True.
Or light it, and I'm like, oh man. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, here we go. So yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, I'll admit that even happens here every once in a great while.
Is that right?
shooting emails and that, then waiting on responses and that.
Right.
Yeah, that does happen. So I can relate to that.
Oh yeah. And you can't please everybody out there.
No.
Well, like
No,
I
you
said, I
can't.
mean, you look around the walls, you see a bunch of young people doing this, and then you look at us, and it's like, well, you got enough gray hair to,
Rock and roll.
Give it to all of them?
yeah. Well,
Well,
I
that's
mean,
not
well,
fair.
here's the thing, though. For
I
some
was
of the bands-
expecting that to come out of his mouth.
For
Wasn't
what?
that? Yeah. No, giving it off to everyone else and that,
Oh, yeah.
Come
Oh,
on,
I'll
that's
keep it.
something
I
he
earned
would.
it. I worked hard for these gray hairs. I'll keep them. It's okay.
I like asking what that's for.
That's just for cleaning out.
His nose.
We're on the air.
Tickle.
Don.
But anyway, I mean,
That's-
you
that's
see a lot of
crazy.
these bands,
They're not
and
taking
That's something new.
Video next time.
some of them, I mean, I've seen other bands, and we go and we check out other people playing out and everything, and I just, they sound good and everything, but what drives me nuts is just sitting there, just standing there, no movement. I see it in a lot of bands, and it's like,
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean,
man, if you ain't sweating, you ain't doing it right. I ain't up
mean,
there to look pretty. I'm up there to rock and roll and have
Lay it
fun.
on the
That's
line. I hear you.
That's
Pour it
what
out.
it's. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
doing.
it's about.
I mean,
That's where we get our
just-
comments from, and,
To me-
it's a natural thing. Gary moves around quite a bit, but due to the situation, he doesn't move that much. I feed off of him. I'm pouring sweat, he's pouring sweat, he's jumping around, and it just starts growing.
the people
And what
come
really
out-
scares our drummers is when all three of us turn around like, "Give me something more," and he's like, "What?"
depending on which drummer,
What drummer
is,
we
yeah,
have.
I mean, yeah. It's like, well, we never did that before. Well, we're doing it now. Get with the
It's
picture.
got to be different because the people that come out to see you, they want to see a show. They want to forget where they left behind,
The real reality.
Right,
Right.
right. So you
Yeah.
try to be somewhere
And
from
the
where
competition
they're not, which we
is,
usually
is,
are.
is
anyway,
really great
Right.
out
Even
there.
off.
I mean, we've
Right.
got some, and I've been blessed several times over. Gary's been with me, without dropping names, some of the best in Lake County.
Oh yeah.
Guitars, get up here. It's like if you're gonna spank me playing my lead and my blues, I might as well get spanked by living legends that I grew up with. I mean, these guys can just Al Green Band for one. I'm like, oh man, but didn't he used to be? Yeah, well, he's with the Swartz brothers, Glenn Swartz. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But just the privilege for me is get up here and jam with me. I'm like, oh, okay. It's an
Stars.
honor.
Valid.
It's an honor.
I'm a big raspberry.
Well,
fan.
we were lucky enough to not
You ever
really
hear of
lucky.
them?
No, I
The
have not.
raspberries?
The
raspberries.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny's pulling a couple of those. Please go all the way. And then,
Well, we're gonna start working on some of those, but well, see, that's just it. It's older music, It's like
Okay.
us listening and my dad talking about Eddie Arnold or something, I mean, old time, the Glenn Miller band and stuff like that. But it's. I remember my dad saying, "How can you listen to that? You can't understand a dang thing they're saying."
I hear that all the time.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
doing it now, and it's like, oh, Dad, I've turned into my dad. It's
Oh.
like I'm saying it. It's like, I know it takes talent, but it's like I can't understand a thing you're saying. Now, is that because of my gray hair and my ears are full of crap, or what? But I like,
Valid.
and sometimes it's a easy balance, and sometimes not. But when you're singing a song, you're saying something to the people listening.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can't hear you and they can't understand what you're saying, what's the sense?
Right.
You're
right.
just up there,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, I like it.
Mumble
whenever-
music, basically.
A lot
Yeah.
of the young people like our music too. They like
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
60s,
surprising,
70s.
surprising.
They
Okay.
said this is
Yeah.
what we like to hear. And
oh,
you
my
get
mom
out
and
there
dad or my
dance
aunt
and-
listen to it, and we
Yeah.
can dance to it. You actually carry, what we play is that rhythmic movement, and it does move it. And if it's a country song, we make sure they're all 90% of our songs dance music.
Well,
That's
let's
where we
face
throw
it,
in some belly
Maggot
rubber
Brain's a
music.
great song, but you can't dance to it.
No,
Yeah.
it's a
You can't
True.
dance to it.
Oh,
It's a
turn
great
Johnny Loose
song.
on when we're doing Man in the Box. Yeah, you ain't dancing to that.
No, but I love the song. I love the song.
Yeah,
It's a great song, but I mean, you can't dance to some songs. It's just some music.
But in
is-
the future,
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe.
it might be that one thing that comes out of it.
Yeah.
I met another musician that looked us up. I rocked with him a couple times on a Thursday night at a jam session in Bobby Hall. Whoa. Check out a couple of his videos. I said, Gary, remember that guy playing that guitar? He goes, yeah. Talked to me for about an hour. We conversed. A lot of things can be happening. But we're all in the same boat. You know, we're all performers, putting on a show. I want to see people smiling. That's a great thing. Or like a lot of times, and I'm being very honest with you, it happens time and again. I'll have to look over to Gary. John will read the crowd. Nobody wants to sit there and listen to a song 5 to 10 minutes. You want to do that? You know, let's play In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida and make it 17 minutes and bore the hell out of you. I shouldn't have said that. But what John
No,
will
you're
do
good.
is read the crowd. And we had couples that the guys always have to drink a little bit before they want to get it up and dance. And he'll read the crowd. Well, several of them came back. Actually, it was 4 other couples wanted to come up onto the dance floor. Of course, we were drinking enough wine. We didn't care. We'd play the song 20 minutes by it. Yeah, my way. John read the crowd. We were ready to end it. And then I looked at Gary and caught Johnny. That's knowing each other. Hit it, never missed a beat on it. It was. And,
Well, you throw another
Verse, of
or
course.
two in because you see people walking onto the dance floor. It's like, well, you don't want to end the song. They just walked up. It took him that long. It took him that long to get up the gum street.
Nerve.
It's like you can't end it now, so you throw another verse and another chorus in there and keep them on the floor a little longer. But
Yeah.
sometimes people will say, well, you're kind of cheating. No, I'm giving your audience a chance to do what they wanted to do. It just took them a while to do it. You know, you want to dance? Well, okay. Well, you know, nothing worse than taking your girlfriend out, your wife, someone
Whoever.
else's girlfriend,
Whoa,
whatever. You know, and you get on a dance floor and it's like
You've been up here
2
at the radio
steps and then
station
boom, the
before,
song's
haven't
over. That's like, wow, crap. Now a fast song. Well, the guys don't normally want to dance fast, especially the kind of music we do. If we do a fast song, the guys don't want to dance to that. The girls want to dance to it. The guys want to sit and watch the girls dance. That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
But, you know,
Accommodates everybody, so that's the way it sounds. Most definitely.
Anyways, before you ask another question, or you can, age doesn't affect me. Okay?
he's 800 years old.
Yeah. I've been through. It's only a number. Turn it around.
You just like throwing people under the bus, don't
I
you?
love
He's gonna throw me
buses.
under the bus.
I love buses.
No, actually,
Yeah.
just funnily.
Yeah, funnily. Well, yeah.
I'm making up that word.
But,
Yeah.
You know, when I'm playing, I don't look at anything else. But I'm playing, and I feel energy.
Oh, eye candy's a wonderful thing
And,
on stage.
And
Messes me
Hey,
up.
look, you can't deny it,
Messes
Gary.
me up. I gotta close my eyes to get
Oh, yeah.
into the song sometimes, just because, you know, seeing sometimes, you know, people reacting with each other, and you get too involved in that, and you forget what you're singing, and it's
Yeah,
like, oh no, he
true.
can't do that. I got to keep on
Or the
book
chords.
here. You know, I got to
Right.
keep, you know. Yeah, sometimes the things you see while you're playing.
It's like to get out there and you whoops, and I'm like, you know, what a whoops it.
I could tell you guys a funny story.
Hey, watch me
Please.
I could tell you guys a funny story.
I would
won't
like to
tell
hear it.
anybody's name or where we were playing at.
How long will
But the
it be?
place we were playing at, the bar was about 80 feet long.
Yes,
Okay.
gotcha.
Now we're jamming and we're doing something. I can't even remember the song because this happened and I was killing me inside. I'm laughing and it's killing me. We portrayed it the best way we could. We most politically correct way we could have done is, but we're rocking and rolling. And I think it was Johnny Be Good. It might have been Johnny Be Good. And we were being good. We were having a good time and we were rock and rolling. And this young lady walks up to this very long bar and all of a sudden she can't get out of the place fast enough. And she comes cruising across the dance floor right in front of us.
oh no.
And zip, she goes up, feet up in the air, and lands on her buttocks right in the middle of the floor.
Right
And
in front
I'm
of Johnny.
saying, whoa, what the heck kind of move is that? So we're
Great
rocking
dancing,
and
isn't it?
rolling, and they're doing a lead, and they're doing their thing, and I
Uh-huh.
said, hold on a second, and I'll go out to try and lift her up. you
Right,
know?
right.
And as I'm lifting this lady up,
Ooh.
she is running. She's trying to get to the door, and she ain't even on her feet yet. And it's like,
What?
Well, hold on here. Let me help you a little
Yeah.
more. Finally, she gets up and she's out the door, and I turn around and I go to grab my mic, and I get a whiff, and it's like, now this is embarrassing for people, and these things happen, but this is something that happens while you're rocking and rolling. And you got to deal with it, or you got to turn and walk off the stage and laugh your butt off, because But she ended up,
You're in it.
Yeah.
she needed her Depends, and it depended on whether she was going to get to the door or
no.
not. But
So
man,
to save the night,
I just
Clean up
cruised
on
right
aisle
up and
5,
say,
please.
"Hey, you need to clean up on aisle 5." Someone
Johnny's like-
spilled a drink.
yeah, she spilled a drink. And he's
Someone
going,
spilled a drink. I saved her.
Wow.
whatever it was, because
You-
everybody saw what happened. So I just said, hey, I just spilled a drink. I didn't want to. But man, I'll tell you what. After I went like that, I said, you guys play the song for another 5-10 minutes. I got to go take a shower.
yeah, we
Wow,
had to
that
back
is-
off the mics because if you were there, it's one of those you really have to see how it had happened. She was with her friends, they're all drinking up at this.
Lady,
huge
I'm
bar.
sorry, but I had to tell that story. I left
yeah.
your name out. Basically because I
Earlier,
didn't even know
about
your
a half
name.
hour earlier,
but-
she's clapping and doing all this good stuff. Well, apparently, she had the Armstrong motor going, and for whatever reason, instead of going to the little ladies' room, she wanted to go out that front door across the front of Johnny. She never made it.
I thought she started giggling at the bar because of whatever reason, but yeah.
Don't worry, you just narrowed it down to like few million people
Yeah.
that live around here.
Well, yeah.
So
Well,
I
I
hope
That's
I
really
didn't
big.
piss her off, but she pissed on
Well,
me.
you did. You did.
I
Hey!
we got to say something about Gary with the age difference. I am 65. I'm older than him, and yeah, I'm an old man. You're a young puppy. He's a kid in the band.
I'm the kid.
He's a kid.
I'm
But
the,
what-
I'm the youngin'.
No, well, Gary's saying the age difference. Music should conquer all grounds. Whatever style it is. I don't care if it's metal, if it's rap, if it's. And I tried to play some jazz. Let me tell you what, I played with some jazz players around Lake County. I got a long way to go. I mean, these guys are flawless. But then, even when we tried that rockabilly, there's another style that's very hard to do. Unless we put a.
Brian Setzer.
Oh yeah, come on.
Man, guy can play guitar.
Well, Gary keeps saying, with the ladies, with the guys, well, mainly the ladies. I don't think he's into guys. But I'll tell the ladies, Gary's like an old tube of toothpaste, ladies. It might be old and wrinkled. You know what I'm talking about, sitting on the counter by your toothbrush holder? Old and wrinkled. But when you squeeze it hard enough, there's a little bit left. That's Gary.
Can you believe it?
Under the bus.
Under the
Can you
Under the
believe
bus.
this?
here we go.
That was another one.
Under the bus. Yeah.
That was
We
another
needed
one,
that
but I
one
like
on your
that. I
bus.
like that analogy.
Did
yeah.
you notice his hair?
Oh,
Here
yes.
comes the bus.
Here comes the bus.
He's
From
the
all
oldest
that
guy in the
gray-
room.
He wanted to
Yeah.
get young like me, so he.
Amber White went ahead and says, okay. And because I've got more gray hair than these two put
Yeah,
together.
he does.
Wow.
So she went ahead and put this
Everywhere.
on.
Wow.
And I got compliments. Oh, yeah. And they're making fun of me. I go with the punchline. I go, oh, here, Elvis is in the house. This one's that. Oh, I seen this other guy with gray hair sitting in the chair. We thought it was you. And it's all good. It doesn't matter. I get more smiles than, whoa. Got guys walking up wanting to hand Gary Medicare cards here, but he looks like you need it. Hey, dude, he's fine. Leave him alone.
Well, you want to know the funny thing with Medicare is that like in late November is an actual day of actually the year. Report your Medicare fraud shark day. Yeah, that's an actual day.
Oh, yeah, what I like about them is I was aware of it, but they take $130 a month out of my Social Security.
Yeah.
They sent me the letter saying that's what they're doing. Now, I am a vet, so I'm covered by that, And to those people that say, oh, you're so lucky you're a vet, you don't have to do this. Well, I challenge anybody to put 6.5 years serving our country, giving it all you had and living on rice paddies. And if you've done that, then you come back and you say, well, I'm so lucky. There's 58,000 of us at that time over there. I'm blessed I came back in one piece. I might not be normal, but a lot of my buddies didn't make it back. So, yeah, we earned it. And I thank my country for taking care of us way better now than this last decade. Is unbelievable what they're helping the vets with. So I want to continue to support that.
Oh yeah, the
Praise to
hospital
God,
that they're rebuilding
honestly.
down.
Yes. Unbelievable.
Where I
On
forgot
ninth?
where in Cleveland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really, the whole of the wings on, they're doing a great job with that. We might want to play one of those benefits for them, too. We're trying to hook it up. It's like I want the night
Gotcha.
shift to give back. A little gentleman over here, am I allowed to mention him on the air? Johnny from Rounders. Hey, John, Jimbo over here.
Yeah. There you
He's
go, yeah.
he's having a rough time getting it going.
Mhm.
So I asked Bad Boy Billy with the CPR band. He's playing with Britt and the Mick. I said, there was a double booking. We're open the night before Thanksgiving. Why don't we get a few of the bands, a few of our boys together, come on down, raise a little hell, entertain the crowd. So you'll have night shift style going here, you'll have your style going there, and help the guy bring more clientele in. That's why I choose not to go to these places. I like it where Johnny and I, we go now. What do you charge? Not how many people do you bring. Well, here, just look us up here. Here's our track record for the last 5 years. I really appreciate that. But a lot of times you go in these, well, how many people do you bring? I got a couple. You can call this radio station. You can give us some big name bands. And
Well, see, that's just it. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, the '70s was outrageous. The '80s was, okay, and then the '90s things started changing,
Big time.
and now, I mean, it's dangerous to go bar hopping and listen to different bands. It just is.
Yeah.
So I don't blame anybody in that aspect of the whole situation because we used to do it.
Yeah.
And well, it's kind of not such a great idea. I'm not advocating drinking.
You talking about now as
now? It's
Okay.
Just, it's,
Now.
now it's
Well,
not
but
like that at
before
all.
it was- okay.
Back in the day, you went and saw your favorite band or whatever, and the place
Yeah.
was like this, jammed.
And nowadays
Yeah, I
you
kn-
can't even
yeah.
go to a concert
Oh, yeah.
in
Without
many
doing
things.
threats.
Yeah.
It's a
For
horrible
Christ's
thing
sake,
now.
you can't even go to church.
Yeah.
Yeah, true
Yeah,
that.
but
The
movies,
world's
come on, let's lay it
changing. Rock
Yeah,
and roll is
movies,
still rock and roll, but it's
School,
everything around it.
college.
Yeah.
It's really messed up our society within the past
Everything
15
has
years.
flipped, and it's like bad. I
Very-
Still-
I don't
yeah.
care
Yeah.
for it. I really
We have,
don't.
Very bad.
I got to throw this out there. We rock with some digital equipment. Ron paid like $1,000 for this little box and stuff, and he's got all this. We're not a digital band. We tried it. Gary and I. Now, if we were right now, if Gary had his bass and I bring my Strat out, plug it in, and you put a backtrack on of something that John can sing, it'd be like picture perfect because we work our time and stuff. We know what we're doing, but it's not real. People want to see a show. They want to see a drummer. They want to see him maybe drop a drumstick, maybe flip something in the air, maybe crash some cymbals. Or Johnny gets them going and I tell him, give him something. He gives them an extra crank and, the energy just bounced out to the crowd. Well, it comes right back at us. Now, when Johnny gets going by the third set, Katie barred the doors. This boy's on a roll.
I don't really care for digital, fake stuff, to enhance things and that really. I'm kind of like a garage band type, out of the garage raw, one step out the door and in your face.
I like
True.
that.
So,
Trying to keep it real.
trying.
Oh, that's like here. It's a little bit digital, but it's more all analog.
Yeah, right,
So,
right. But
And you can actually hear the difference. It's,
Oh, yeah.
you can hear what's, plastic.
That
I
last
said, "Man,
recording
that
we did
sounds
for you was
plastic."
not dubbed, was not nothing expensive. Right out of the speakers, into the board, into this little blah blah blah, and just ran it.
Mhm.
No 16, 30 tracks over, me not playing over nothing, him not dubbing up. It was raw. That's
it
where
was
it's
as raw
at.
as it
That's
gets.
live. That's entertainment.
Yeah.
Right.
And I got a $350 I paid for this voice harmonizer pedal that I use periodically. I don't take it to gigs, but I'm working on it at the house. It has a purpose and a place. But yet, you ask the biggest critic I got, Gary, right there. He hears it. I don't care how we adjust, whatever. He don't like it.
No.
And it
Yeah.
really.
you're going to secretly make it disappear, aren't you?
Hmm? No, that's my brother. If
I
he
just make
brings
sure-
it in, I'll secretly disappear.
Or you're going to secretly make it disappear to his car,
Yeah,
Or
I'll do that.
SUV, whatever you drive.
It does make a difference. Though. I had a lesser pedal that
If it's
let a
in
buddy of mine
that
use,
kind
but-
of stuff and that, I don't mind, like enhancing it with delay or whatever, but to bring out, it just sounds plastic.
I love a little bit of digital delay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Johnny does.
A little
I
phase
mean,
linear.
Yeah. Right.
But see, now you're talking all the toys, and that's they didn't have all those toys
back in the day.
Yes, they
in the 50s and
The
they didn't have
traditional.
digital delay.
That's
Not
what
like
you
they
need
do
to
now.
have.
Oh, in the 60s.
No,
True.
I mean, way back. I'm talking, the crooner music, the voice things.
Yeah.
That was voice. It wasn't all kinds of
Yeah.
tricks. I mean, now you go into the recording studio,
Oh, yeah.
and I mean,
Make
oh,
it
speaking
sound
of
good.
recording studios, we lost a real
Really?
artist too,
Yeah.
from Suma. You guys know where that's at? Suma
Yeah.
Recording studio.
You know
Sumo.
he passed away,
Paul-
right? We posted it and everything.
Yeah,
Paul Hammond.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
great
left us.
loss. He's done some of the best bands in the United States have been.
And
through
some
his
of them
doors.
right there on
He's
Drummond
an
Road,
instructor
too.
out
Not-
here.
Not at other
And,
studios.
Okay.
He did a lot of stuff
Paul?
at other studios.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he-
So
passed.
what had happened though?
Well, he was battling cancer,
Oh.
and finally got
Right.
the better of him.
Mm.
But I remember going in there with my brother's band whenever they cut an album in that place, and it was just like, for a 16-year-old kid, it was like, wow, this is really freaking cool, man. And it was. I mean, they had this one huge opening for for getting a choir in there to do music and everything.
Wow.
And it was the whole recording studio was just so open. It was like, whoa, this is really cool. And then you had your booths and everything, and it was a real experience being in there, because I got a chance to just do a little thing while the band was warming up and everything. They wanted me to go in just to get levels and everything, and I got to go into a recording studio and one of the sound booths and just sing their stuff, and just to get sound levels. I was like, wow, that was really at that age, that was really really intense. And then to see the finished product and everything and
Just
try to
really
sell
sad.
them.
We lost a lot of good people.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Petty.
Tom.
Oh, we picked up and did a few more. We're adding a couple more. John can do Petty really good. So we added a few more, and the crowd ate it up. So I went, well, okay, that's one. What are the Tom Petty saying? John, what else do you know? Okay, well, how about this one?
Yeah,
You
that
wanna play
news
again?
broke
Let's do
in the middle of my show
Oh, yeah.
for that. So
Yeah.
could do
Yeah.
anything better than going and playing Last Stands by Mary Jane and that.
Oh,
That's-
yeah,
that
great.
was
Well,
it.
that's that
apropos,
one.
yeah.
If you're going to go out or not,
Make it your
that's
last
the
dance.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Wreck Me too.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
He did a
Well,
lot
out of
great
all
songs.
He
his
did
so-
a lot.
If you just look at his whole works and that, the best one that symbolized like that moment was sort of that one.
Mhm.
I couldn't think of anything better than that
Mhm.
of all
Right.
his work.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's a big loss there.
It sucks. I missed him the last time he was through.
Yeah.
I was thinking, he'll be back. Yeah.
Well, he
I mean,
didn't
my
ask
words
us to
on
come
that.
He didn't ask us to come and open for him, so we got a gig playing
How about
someplace
that?
else. Hey, we got to keep ourselves busy.
Well,
Yeah,
so-
I felt like I hit a brick wall.
Well, since you've
It's like,
upgraded,
wow.
and from last year, everything you've done back there, and you're moving right up, since you did that, John says, we'll never go down on Kent State's radio. We're going to come see you.
Did you edit that?
No, he actually
It's a
did.
hot button.
Yeah.
It's not a hot pocket; it's a hot button.
It's a hot,
That's actually somewhat new. It's a new cart software. You have multiple hot buttons and that compared to
I don't know. It
before.
looks pretty hard to me.
Not really.
Oh,
Just- you
who's
start-
controlling that?
That's Tim.
Oh, Tim. Okay.
I could be
I
doing
was-
it. The only thing is,
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm
not.
not touching the mouse, so who is?
The mouse.
It's like, oh gosh.
Oh,
So
So
yeah.
tell us again what you got planned up, bringing these, a lot of the talent that you already had come and visit with you here. The list is long, because just look what you have over here and who's already been here. But how many bands do you
Well,
think
you
might
somewhat
get up
see
there?
it from the email.
It's unbelievable, right?
That's a
We
really
had,
long list.
Oh my bad. But we had the Land of Panda.
Yeah, that was the.
That was
kick
the
off.
group I really enjoyed. They play more of like a punk feel, but it's more like reggae in a
Okay,
sense.
I know
So
reggae.
I really love their sound. Young group from Kent. Their lead singer is like 19. So and the rest is literally
I remember
19, 20, and 21. That's the ages. And I love their feel. I told them. just keep working and see what happens. So
Mhm.
that was one that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's a long list.
Mhm.
A very.
We got to get us all together and have a huge jam.
That would
It's like
be
you do on the
amazing.
YouTube.
If I
where
would
you got
have
like
to get-
100 drummers. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you think of like over having 100-something people you can contact. I would really have to get a huge, huge room.
Yeah,
That-
well, you're right. You got the went out the center down there, Woolstein.
I would have to
Center.
probably get the gym, the main gym.
Oh,
Do
there you
Lakeland
go.
Fest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
there you go.
That would be.
Well, if you
good.
got everyone in the same room, with how many? Because some are two pieces, some are singer songwriter,
Mhm.
so on. 5, you know.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
That's just a lot of people beyond belief.
A lot of fun.
That would be
A lot
amazing.
of fun. It would be kind of bad if you didn't have like a really loud PA system because you could talk over that whole room.
Right.
you could, you know.
Yeah.
But you can cut it down. You know, you got the expertise to do it. Bring 5 or 6 several at one time, film it, put it on. You know, put it all together. You know, hack out this, put that in. You know, they to touch it up and just over. But
Yeah.
you got a lot of support behind you. I mean, look
I
at
got
the
a
hits you're
friend
getting now.
that's sound man. Does national acts.
Getting a lot of
man.
hits, which is good.
If you ever
So-
need one.
We're crazy, you know.
We need
Yeah.
one.
You couldn't afford this guy.
Yeah, you can't afford my time
Yeah.
either.
Man.
Oh Lord, there we
Just
go.
joking.
Uh-huh. There's a care package outside in the front seat. Big
Like I
Mac.
said, we ain't in it for the money.
Oh, I know that.
Oh,
Trust me, I'm not here
I
for the
take it.
money.
I'll take it.
oh yeah.
If
I
it's
lost
being
more
doled out,
money
I'll
than
take
what I
it.
gained.
Yeah.
We enjoy being up here. Thank you again. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Oh, it's no problem then.
And your name is?
Jordan, by the
Hi,
way.
Jordan, how you doing?
Nice to meet you
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
To be honest, guys, I really wish you guys, if you do, come back up here, and I'll have a lot more questions, but I barely ask any when I was doing this whole thing. But I wanted to ask you guys one question, and I asked a couple of answers too. But what is when I come to a night shift band, what am I coming to expect? No matter what venue you guys are at, what am I willing to expect?
You're looking at a dance party band, anywhere classic rock, anywhere from the 50s through the 60s, early 70s.
Okay,
We do Motown.
wonderful.
We do
Okay,
country, we do blues and originals. But we are definitely a dance band. We want to make everybody have a great time and dance, just have a great time.
Try to get a little bit
Right.
of everything for everybody.
Right.
You know, something for everybody.
okay,
You know, I'll do Earth Angel, and the
You're gonna
aged folks will come out, and it's beautiful. I love to
Not
see.
always.
Sometimes it is the younger ones that come out
Yeah.
too. But
I've
whenever
seen them.
whenever I do that, and I see that, we had a couple that was, hell, they were celebrating how many years? 60th anniversary,
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah, up there.
and it was their second marriage. And they were
wow,
both married 20 years before that. So you know how old these folks were? They were up there. The guy was like 93.
some knowledge.
Sure they weren't fossils.
I tell you what, there was oil underneath their feet because they were, after they got moving, they were really swaying to the tunes.
It's great to see the age difference
Right.
of them all coming out. It's just
Well,
like going to a McCartney
When you get a chance, look it
concert.
up on the video, see where we're at, and you'll see the age group, early 20s, 30s, obviously 40 and above, okay? Because we're groomed to that, you know? Like here, you can't compare a local tavern or a local pub or a local bar, whatever you want to call it, to, you know, one of the wineries or one of the larger Eagle clubs or La Mafa. You're not going to do it. Or even up there at the Red Hawk with Chris up there, or where's that place where we play golf course right down the street from Red Hawk. What was that?
Oh, that was
Oh,
Whale Hollow.
Yeah,
Quail Hollow.
Yeah.
You cannot you can't compare that type of
It's always
establishment
different.
to
It's
little
always
local
different.
bars, mom and pop
It's
bars.
always
You can't,
different.
We're-
you know.
It's different. When I
Yeah.
was being brought up, there were actual venues, like the Utopia, and
The Stables.
the Stables,
Tom
Sahara
Jones's, Mickey
Club.
Finn's back in the
These
day.
guys, bands were big
Yeah.
back then. You had the
Sahara.
Raspberries, you
Oh,
had
yeah.
Quick, Cyrus Siri, you had Jasper, you had Glass Harp. These guys kicked
They had
butt.
Messiah tribute.
You've got a
band
lot
in
of great
Chicago.
bands out there now. It's just that something's missing. I mean, the
A
people.
little bit the venues and
Yeah,
people.
right. The venues and the people. And,
But now people are still people. Without mentioning anything, Gary was asked to fill in, and we went somewhere. And nice people, but they weren't dancing. Well, I was asked, because we know this gentleman personally, he's helped me tremendously. I got up there, and I think we did like Funk 49, and nobody was dancing. Wrong style, wrong crowd. So we're not going to go into that. So I told a white lie. I pointed out to the crowd. I said, "Where's that guy you asked me? I think I know one Johnny Cash song. It was Gary and I and this other guy's drummer." And I pointed him out. "Well, get up here and help me sing it, because I don't think I'll get it right." Well, we went to that, and the way I play it, it's a little different. Got him dancing. Didn't miss a beat running a boot, scoot, and boogie. So we got him on the dance floor.
It's just hooking them.
Just
Sometimes
once
it's a
he
little
started.
more work than other times.
But Johnny's
Sometimes
done the
it
same
is.
thing, you know. Wow, man, this crowd, they like the Motown, but I didn't get them. Then we'll do something they want, or like, you know, if he does like Wonderful Tonight, well, gotta bring him out. But usually we try to do that like the 10th or the 14th song. But if it's an older crowd, we can burn a crowd out. The crowd burnt us out. We played 2 hours straight. They did not want us to stop.
Jordan, you asked about what you come to expect whenever you see us play out the night shift
Yeah.
band play out. Yeah. Well, you know, he pretty much told you. The thing is, you're not gonna see. You're gonna see some older guys having fun. And
Getting down.
rock and rolling, and having a good time, and doing some songs. Hey, I remember that song. It's not going to be the way you've heard it, though. It'll be a
Okay.
little different, because
Right,
we
we're
put
gonna
our own
twist it.
flair into a lot of the
different
songs we do.
lyrics he
Okay.
does,
Just
yeah.
sometimes I'll just cut loose, and I'll
Yeah.
just kind of, who knows? Sometimes I
John.
just change up the lyrics a little bit and
Yeah. We're
roll
not
with
them.
that, you know.
We're not them. We take their basics and we build on that to take that song and be us.
Unless you have the crowd singing the lyrics, like the Cold
Yeah.
Outside.
Right.
We put a melody together for John.
Oh, then it makes
the
it
way
a
he
lot
wanted
easier.
to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and the crowd sings along.
Uh-huh.
And it's almost the same with Matic Beat. And I just have to change up my lead style in it, because you don't want to be that rhetorical repetition, same.
Right.
So we move it around. But, and then at the end, what did we finish that with? We did that, I'm drawing a blank, I can't remember. It was
He's drawing a blank now. I go up on stage
Stage
and I
draw a
draw a
blank.
blank. It's like Jim Morrison. He went into his travel trance thing. That's what I do, because I just like it, not rehearsed, not scripted.
Yeah, that's what I was
not-
saying. Like when you draw a blank like that, y'all just come up with something on spot. And
Right.
it's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, he just looks at his book. What's the next song? Damn thing ain't working right. Hit one, bump. Okay, we're doing this one.
Well,
We know him.
What he's talking about is my brain on a
Oh,
stick.
got brain on a
Because
stick.
you know, you could play all the notes on a guitar, and there's only so many.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of songs have the same melody and same chords and everything, but now you throw words into it,
Right.
and once you start getting past 20, 30 songs, hey, I'm 52, man. I got to have my brain on a stick. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm sitting there reading it. You know, it's not like that. But
Reminder-ish.
you know what? What happens is something happens on the dance floor. A young lady comes in, does flips, and you know she's laying on that. All of a sudden, your brain goes, "Duh, what the hell was this?"
There's so many
So you
songs.
look over and you get a cue.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much why I have that thing, because it just cues me
And
on
we've seen
certain
pro
things.
bands with huge
Oh, yeah.
teleprompters.
Yeah.
You might as well be singing
Teleprompters,
karaoke. I
that's
mean,
right
it's like
there.
you might as
Looks
well put
like
the
a
teleprompter.
monitor, actually.
Perfect.
It's not
they
like a
scroll right
hybrid
with the
thing.
tempo what the band was doing. The other guy, like yourself,
Mhm.
controlled the speed of the lyrics coming across.
Uh-huh.
Say, for an example, it's 120 in the studio, you know, and guys that, you know, that do play out and they know what a metrodome is, and even drummers. If you never played with a metrodome, you're in for a real eye-opening experience, because the metrodome
Doesn't
doesn't
cheat.
lie.
Doesn't
It don't
lie,
cheat.
man.
It don't move. If you're off that little tidbit, Well, being live, you can be off a little bit. If the temple's like at 120,
Okay.
all right, and we take off for whatever reason, I change up something, or Johnny's voice dropped off, or down to a 115, okay? Well, you can't have the words going at a tempo of 120 if he's, and they moved it right down. I'm like, my kind of stuff there. Now, technology is a wonderful thing. Knowing what you're doing when you get up there is obviously very, very important. You can't go up there half-cocked.
Right.
You just don't do it, you know?
It's kind of funny that you bring that up because we actually have a tuner in a Metrodome.
They-
Built in
Good things they have. Nothing wrong with them.
Yeah,
Good
no.
things they have.
Yeah. Anyways, Jordan, you said that we'll be at Benny Vino's winery November 25th.
Yeah, the 25th. I would
Yeah.
I was just looking this
Right.
up.
So come on down. Bring friends, Matt. That includes you too, Jeremiah. You were invited last time.
And I can't thank so many people to say thank you to, with Johnny, his people from the Eagles Club, Verantes, Benny Vito, maybe the Firehouse. They're booking us a year in advance. I never thought that possible.
Oh, it's possible.
No,
Anything's
I mean,
possible.
not for the night shift, man. Who are we? You know, I'm like, what?
I don't even.
And then out in
One
Geneva
day
Just
now,
knowing the correct things. Or doing the correct things. That you don't know that just happen that
it
just
said,
benefit
hey,
you.
you busy? We need a. Oh, well, yeah, okay. Now we did have, and it happened. We played out what was 60 times one year, and 30 something, because he was in a hospital and all. And I want you this night. I'm booked. I want you this night. I'm booked. I want you. You can't be booked that much. Well, yeah, we are, right? You know. But I haven't been on the phone. And Gary and I, we usually go out and hey, well, James or the night shift band, Jimbo, call me whatever you want. My name is not important. What's important to me and all of us, collectively, not as individuals, just remember, if you can't remember the word, the night shift band, that dance band. Now, Benny's heard it, Jim's heard it, Debonaise, they hear it up there at the one. That dance band. And we got a big thing that says night shift. You've seen this, we tape it up there. But it's okay.
Well, the logo actually helps too.
It does. Well, we've got the
Helps
banner
a
up there
lot.
with the logo. But the dance band, and that's what we want to do. I mean, I get upset with myself if, for whatever reason, depends where we're playing, they didn't get up right away and start rocking with us. So we had to change it off, and it was the location, it was the atmosphere. So we changed it up. But once you get them going, then we can rip right back into the Motown, and man, they'll tear it up and bring in beers and shots and we had and guys barfing outside the window at this one club behind my drummer. I'm like, oh, I ain't coming back here, man. This is crazy. Staggering across the floor, trying to knock equipment over. I'm like, ooh.
Who's he kidding? We'll play anywhere.
Yeah, we'll play anywhere.
Yes,
We'll
we
play
will.
anywhere.
Yep.
I doubt you would play the ice rink in the middle of 30 degrees.
We'd give it a try.
We
I believe that. I believe they
or if it's
would.
negative 20. I don't think you would be out there. I wouldn't be out there.
We'd
I
be
wouldn't
on
be
the
caught
news, and
dead.
that's good PR.
Not if you end up with, frostbite and end up in a hospital. That's not good PR.
Doing
You
some-
Not good for your health either.
I like when you get the opportunity. You see where we're at. I know you're busy. Both you guys are busy, man. You got a lot going on. Come on, just catch one of the shows.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if in fact what we think is taking place, we show up at the Hall of Fame downtown, I'll get in touch with Gary. I want you to come down there, and we'll have the cameras set up in that, with your radio station on that. We'll promote it from here. And their sound man down there, boy, they got a sound system that does not quit.
Had a great time down there. I did
Oh, it
a
was
guest
wonderful.
I've never
appearance
been to
down
a
there.
rock hall yet.
Oh yeah, it's it's a
Gary
it's
got
an
up there and
experience. And it
rocked that
changes
bass.
every
I'm
other
talking,
month.
he
They
was-
bring
That's like right
different
down the
stuff
street
in.
where I live at. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be there.
That'll be definitely interesting.
I was there, back in July?
Could do a remote thing.
Sure.
Yeah, you could do it.
Not including, actually, the funny thing, you bring that up. Our secretary now that we got,
Okay.
she actually works down there in the store
It is really.
as a cashier.
Oh,
Small
ain't bad.
world.
So we'll bring you right up on stage with Johnny. You know, if you think you can sing, we'll just cut the mic off
No,
if you can't.
I'm not a singer.
Johnny's got you.
I'm just going to flat tell you now, I'm not a
Okay.
singer.
No, we're not-
Appreciate the thought, but yeah, I'm not
You
a
guys
singer.
play instruments?
Now,
Yeah, I did trombone.
Oh, we need brass.
Well,
Well,
we
you-
need brass.
you were
I want to do
playing
more
I
Chicago.
I used to play the piano.
Piano.
Yeah. So
And bass guitar.
And bass.
But that's been like
That's my
7,
wonderful.
9 years.
I love the piano.
No,
Well,
bass guitar.
with
I
some
love
of the other
piano,
bands-
too.
Okay.
I noticed too the chemistry that they have together. Like John was saying, they knew each other since puberty, shall we say? They just know each other, and it's like a relationship. We have our differences, but the bottom line is one band, one sound. You're an entertainer. Entertain the people, whether they paid $5 or $10 a cover charge to get in, or if they walked in for absolutely nothing. Whoever we're performing for and putting the show on is paying us to take care of their people that came to either hopefully see us first, but also to the establishment that we're performing for. And John puts a good show on. He won't.
We really don't like cover charge and that. And that's really, it's hard enough to get the people to come out at times, all
Yeah.
these
That's just
other
another
bands
bullet
do.
in the gun right
And
there,
what it is,
so to
it's
speak,
music
to
for
keep
listening
people
and
away. It
money's
just
second.
doesn't work like it used to.
Yeah, that's.
And we don't-
It's a lot of people that have your same philosophy.
Right.
Yeah.
They hate that.
It's.
And then also, since last year, we're thinking of, it'll be not this year because it's already winter, but we're going to start spreading out again. And I'm really not all upset, with Kent State University. Yeah, it's all right. But head down towards Kent. They said our style of music does really well in Youngstown. I'm not sure of this. This is from other people that tell me, man, your
Maybe.
style of what you're doing should be pretty good for this club and that club, and on toward the west side or down on the flats. So we'll see how it produces. Just hard to get a book. I had won't mention her name on the air, but they approached me. We did a certain thing, but I wouldn't sign a contract for us. And these boys promoted huge bands, and I'm like, we're not huge, We're not arena rockers. We're just a bunch of guys that have a good time. But he heard of us. He seen what we had on and he liked us. So,
You
and
know about the one down in now that started in Mentor on the Lake, right? That venue?
Yeah.
Okay. Just figured. Just seeing that because that just recently sort of happened.
Yeah. See, you're in the know before I am. But once again, it's not Jim, Gary, John, whoever's drumming with us. Hopefully, it'd be Joey or Rod or Chuck or somebody. But it's all of us together with that one goal because we take it personally. And nobody has a perfect night every night. Or
No.
I make mistakes during, you put us up there for 2 hours. Although we were rolling with some wine for 2 hours straight, we sounded pretty good. Tired the boys out.
One thing always made me laugh. I've just been getting this from my wife that we'll go out and we'll hear a band play, and it won't be, 2 songs will go by, and all of a sudden they'll do something that our band does. She goes,
Oh my God.
"The Night Shift Band does that song." I said, "Well, yeah, we do a lot of songs.
They're not
3 in a row. It'll be like 3 in a row." It's like, they're doing your song list, and it always makes me laugh when she says that because they're not doing our song list. We're doing the original people's song list, and we're just compiling them all up, and it's
Just,
always
same minds.
We know a lot of people.
good music is good music, and that's what people want
Right.
to play, and that's
They-
what
they play.
Because
what
God
happens.
knows it's someone over in California that's
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
What we found out too is that and I've been blessed. One time back in the day, the Four Kings and Queens couldn't make a performance, and I can't think of the big gentleman's name, the big Hawaiian guy. Well, apparently, this lady said you need to call Jim Edwards, Jimbo. So he talked, and then Face Value Band, they call us when they, and I thought we're only down on this little level down here. That we're humble. That's where we're at. I know my place. It's like a dog on a leash. All it can run so far, and then it's going to choke you. Well, I'm sitting here, but all of a sudden I'm not moving us. We're getting moved, and I'm like a little nervous about this, but I'm having a good time doing it. So I just count
You
my
just
blessings.
go with it. Roll with the punches.
That's what I do. Just go.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all
it's
you
the same
can do.
thing. It's the industry that the whole music.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's this, whether it's you guys doing that, you just roll with the punches and just go with
That's
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or bring somebody up out of the audience. We got pictures that said they can sing and couldn't sing. Now there's this one gentleman that came up, and he decided he'd like to sing. Well, you don't override my Johnny vocals. You know, my band, but we work at the. You don't do that to me unless we know you. And he asked Johnny, "I'll be a son of a gun." Even John, that man could sing. Now this other young lady, Johnny had to cover the whole song. He's good about that. You know, he's got this cool-looking '50s mic. You know, and
Is that Molly down there at Ferrante's that came up and sang "Free Falling" with us?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she was good though. She was good.
She was
The guy at the other place, I won't mention the name because I don't want, normally we don't do that a lot. We'll do it if the owner wants to come up and sing. Of course, you want to come up and he's, hey, no problem. But sometimes people think it's karaoke and it's like, well, if we know you or someone says,
I
oh
vouch
yeah,
for
go
you,
ahead,
get
vouch
no
Or followed
vouch
you
it.
to many
Come on
different
up,
places.
no problem.
we
Yeah.
but if
That
you're real
could turn
sloppy,
into a
if you're really
mess if you let
sloppy
it.
drunk and that, we kind of,
Yeah.
Well, thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, once
So-
they start bumping into stuff and knocking things over, it's time to say, "Hey, thanks, man."
Yeah.
And that's all you can do is say, "Hey, thanks."
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes.
we had a gentleman get.
Oh yeah, he
really
was
upset.
a trip. He was not happy.
Johnny sent him over. I'm behind Johnny. Thank you, John.
Oh,
Threw me
man.
under the
Yeah,
bus.
well, yeah, I threw him under the bus
True story.
again. But-
Now the gentleman performs in another band.
Mm-hmm.
Heard about our Johnny. So put our Johnny up there, and then he decided John should reciprocate back, but he was totally lit.
not
he-
knowing this.
Not knowing this, John puts him back with me, and he's knocking. I got my Supersonic sitting over here, and my Strat sitting over there, and my other one sitting over here, and he's knocking my mic over and kicking my amplifier. I stopped in the middle of the song. The boys kept going. I grabbed him by the shoulder and walked him out to the dance floor and told him go that way. Well, he was
You
saying
know what he
something.
did? He walked over to my microphone and it's like,
John
and
walked
I'm
away
doing
from him.
exit stage left.
Then he started, luckily the music was loud enough, but he was getting belligerent, shall we say. I'm being very polite. And Lori White, she told me, my lady, she says, oh, he was all upset. Well, we put our hats on, we bring out maracas and tambourines, we get the crowd involved. Before the night was over, you're the best man I've ever heard, man. You guys rock. This is the same guy that was. So it was the alcohol. You know how you changed Dr. Jekyll and Hyde? He's telling them, he got up there, you couldn't get him off the dance floor. He's beating the hell out of everything we gave him. Telling John, I know you can out-sing me, man, but boy, your band is good. And so, yeah, what do? It's like, okay, I hope you ain't driving.
True.
We've all been down there. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then mention different places we will play, won't play. We'll virtually play anywhere. We went to a personal friend of his. First time out the gate. And there's nothing but Harleys down this driveway. And I'm only 5'9", and I look like a midget compared to most of these boys. And all the leather on and all this. Turned out to be the greatest bunch because everybody was cool. It was the greatest time. We had one time we had the pig roast, which was over the top. This last time was like the slam bake, unbelievable. And we quit at 11 o'clock. We didn't get out at like 3 in the morning.
There they go.
So you never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that's weird.
What was that,
We get
People running on the second floor.
You
Oh.
don't have to.
Yeah, that's
duck
what
it.
it sounds like,
Right.
Made me look. It's like,
Oh, you should be around when it's carts going past here. If you thought that's bad, it really rumbles like, the floor's going to fall in and that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was the man.
Yeah, that was or one of the police officers. He must
He wasn't running though.
No.
Thank God.
Those two girls and that they were running around, yeah.
He's following him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tase you, baby.
Oh, there's another two people.
Easy.
Easy. Oh, man, why do you got that camera on? Don't do that. I look better in the dark, folks. Just forget about it. I don't come out
I
with
didn't even know we were on camera. You were putzing around with it over there and everything, and I thought, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know until I went home and the wife said, yeah, you guys were on TV too, or
Yeah.
you-
I thought I pointed that out.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a little later.
It probably,
did.
I was probably looking at all the
All
bands and
started.
everything, and just that happens right on stage too. Ooh.
Silly beaver.
Now, in your style and performance during for your young age, and I commend you on it, but like hip hop, rap, we're getting into salsa. It's hard to do rap. I mean,
I
you
love
gotta
learning
really
salsa
be
all
good
over.
at it, and none of us are.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we can play that. You want some metal? Yeah, we can get down. You know, but that's not our forte. We're
Okay.
aiming. I don't want to be in this. We're all in the same category, but I don't want, like John says, I don't want to go in and your band just went in there and out of my 60 songs, we're playing 20 songs that you'd played the night before. I don't want to. That it happens a lot. Although I do take it as a compliment when I hear half of our set done.
Right.
Well, not really half, but quite a few of them. And it's some of the rockers that I know that brought it into it. I had one guy take me wearing his bandana. Yeah, he's Greg. He's CPR band, personal friend of mine, great guy. And I needed him desperately. He's a drummer that's been on the road for a long time. He's played with the worst and the best. Drake is right there once you need him in the background. He took his work boots off. He's at Ferrante's. He's got this bandana. We've got him on there. He's a biker. Nice guy. Never let us down. Saved us. I always remember that. So whenever he needs, his lead player can't show up, I don't know all of his songs. He gives me a call. I'll go down and do them, to help him out. But that's the camaraderie we have. It's just style of music. What makes you dance? Or do we want to be a band that, hey, you want heavy metal? Yeah, that's, any case, not patting anybody on the back. We can hold our own on some of it. You want to just sit there and listen to us? If we're in a small, secluded area, really small, we take off all the big push 'em out there dance band thing, and we'll put it down, and we'll play more of the ginger, a lot more slower songs. We'll play some of the rockin' one, but it's hard because we always want to drive it. Well, we accommodate what we're told to do. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So if you want, oh man, I just want to sit here and listen to music. Well, okay, but I'll get you dancing before the night's over. I'll guarantee you. You'll be up there going, "Who's your daddy, baby? Yeah, come on, I'll watch you."
I would love to do that. That's wonderful.
Oh my God, I didn't do that on TV, girl.
Yeah, it's on. It's gonna be on there.
Yeah, look at Gary smiling. I'm gonna get a tongue lash when we get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, why did you do that? So where did y'all get the name Night Shift Band from anyway?
It was a band that came out in 1964. He's the original band member. Of that band.
Okay.
And he kind of
Kept
collected us.
I was explaining to him. Gary's got the clip, and it should be on that. There was a Battle of the Bands way back with WLW Mike Reinhardt show, and it was in Eastlake somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, man, the choir was like, and you had the James Gang, and you had we were nothing. We had a sax player, had a lead singer that played slide trombone, bass, rhythm, and or lead, whatever we needed him for. And we were playing some of our Motown stuff. And we managed, in the newspaper by the News Herald, second place out of we made it to the top 10. Then out of the top 10, we had to perform down there, and we made it to the number 2 spot. For local groups that are, not with the corporate behind them. We were just out there on our own. Guitar Center, nobody knew us.
Mm-hmm.
Arrowhead Music, great places, good people right here locally. They helped us out a lot. I knew them, from Lakeshore and 306 way back in the day. I was only like 14. We kept the name, had an owl, got the patent for our Night Shift logo.
Mm-hmm.
We own that, got the rights to it. Then, got a little older, and one thing led to another. We sort of dispersed. Drummer at the time went with the country band. Life happened. John went with Messiah. They were a tribute band to Chicago. They were tearing it up. They toured, but he got into drugs and everything. I quit playing for 45 years.
Wow.
And then I heard this voice next door, and it was Johnny. My finger was crippled up here. It was like that. I could barely play a guitar. So I had to reteach myself it was a effort. They were there, and I'm pulling stitches out of my hand, playing at rehearsal and shit, because I wanted to play. So, in the last 5 years, I caught up to guys that, well, like Gary says, I do what I can do. I do the best that I can do. And when the big boys want me to get on stage with them, I'm like, this is scary. Gary goes, go. And I bring my sidekick. He's my right arm. It's all about the bass. It really is. He gets that G note going, thump. The ladies go, oh, hot pockets. There's Gary up there again. And then Johnny, you know, he's a chick magnet in the band. Oh yeah, well established. Just got that.
It's all because you're the front dude.
I just sing. That's it.
He's modest. He's just
He
like
sings with his heart.
Well, he sings front dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
You get him laughing and smiling. Before making, I look at Gary, he goes, yeah, you didn't hear the last two. And I went, no, okay. You know, it's a camaraderie we have. We want everybody to be happy. You show up, I want you to be happy. You bring your family, your friends, whatever. It's like, okay. And we do take requests. I think we're up to, what, 120, 100, I don't know how many songs. I mean, I got books of stuff. I can't even remember half the stuff we play. I really don't.
That's where my brain on a stick comes
Yeah.
in handy. Jim, it's C, G, F, A minor,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. You know,
He goes, Jim, it's got an F in this, like, thing here and something.
got a pound
Okay,
behind
fine.
it.
Okay, Jim, it's that. No, that's an augmented
I did
seventh.
not
I've got
study
it. Don't
music.
worry. You know.
I didn't study music in school. They wanted to teach me music. I was trying to learn how to play the violin. I said, just teach me a song. I'll take it from there. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to teach me the nuts and bolts. And like a dummy, I stopped. I should have said, okay, teach me the nuts and bolts, and I'll go further with this. But I didn't do it that way. I just did it from the heart this way. And, well, you know, had I done it that way, who knows?
Well,
True.
And growing up, I was paying lessons, trying to learn. You know, FAC, every good boy does fine, yada yada. Now that I have the internet, and I'm still trying to learn my music theory. You know, chord progression, what goes together, my lead riffs, major, minor, flats, sevenths. You know, all the blues scales. You know, and it's like, okay. And then when I see it on a sheet of music, because you hooked me up to that machine, I played something. And it told me what my notes, like on Drumline. Remember that drumline roll on that movie they had? That kid played
Yeah.
it real good.
Yeah.
And that machine, he went did and it just printed it out.
Yeah.
I went in and printed it out. It looked like a chicken with ink on its feet walked across. I did that. Yeah. Can you play it again? Well, you mean by reading this? No. So that's my downfall. But I'm learning it. You know, at
Okay.
65, you're never too old to learn. I'm like a turtle when it comes to that. I'm slow. It's harder.
Turtle
What
won
did
the
you
race
say?
though.
You,
So
you said for the chords and everything. What did you say? You started reading off the chords and then you started putting it to a saying or something.
Well, like when you mentioned, you
Every
said
dog has its.
FACE, every dog, yeah, face and every dog has its day.
See, whenever I do that, it comes out. Sure, my horse eats oats. The Great Lakes. I get mixed up. I'm dyslexic. Everything gets crazy.
You know, next time if we ever come back up, we gotta split some pizza. You know, break bread together with pizza and
Beer.
We can.
Pizza
No, we
and
can't
beer.
do it here.
We can't do it on the
beer.
campus.
Well, no, the beer thing, we can't do it here.
No.
Non-alcoholic.
we can do the pizza.
Yeah,
though.
60s. Or no, the 80s when they got rid of the bar on campus. So,
I was still too young.
that's the sad reality there.
No drinking on campus.
I wish they had it. It's some of those days that you just really wish. It's like, it was a really bad choice.
Some rotten apples.
Yeah.
I
ruined
can't
it for
believe what the
everybody.
campus has done, and with your help or on their own. But this place is, since growing up here, you know, Lake Shore and Lost Nation, and Willoughby, McKinley, you would know about it over East Lake Junior High, and then moving and
No,
graduating from
I
there
was
high.
at East Lake Middle.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went there for, 6th through 8th.
Yeah, did
And
you?
over to North.
Yeah, there you go. So then you've seen how this place has developed. Unbelievable. And the programs are
Actually,
really
I live like
excellent.
not even 3 minutes away from North.
Do you really?
Yeah. To leave my house to get to the science lot, probably about 3 minutes.
Really?
Maybe if not a little less.
Wow.
So, I know that area very well.
Yes, you do. Jump on 91, catch through.
Yeah, Captain Steam that's right down the street.
Yeah.
Biagio's.
Oh yeah, Basel, man. Biagio's. I gotta watch that place. Been down.
Well, it's always, every like month, little month and a half go there.
I'm looking forward. I hope one of you gentlemen. Paul, Gary, you got the number. Can't get
No,
out
no.
there. Show up the 25th or something. I'm not. I'll tell you what. New Year's is going to be crazy.
We'll be there New Year's Eve.
Now, he bought this place from. Who did he buy the place from? Gary.
Ted Reiser.
Ted Reiser used to have it,
It was
and
his
since
house.
Benny's taken it over, a lot of money into it. Beautiful slab, beautiful building. Well, it made it
Tucked
more
away
than a
in the
gazebo.
woods
He's
with,
brought. It's bringing a
Red
bar
River
out there for the
behind
bands
it.
can play and
Mhm.
stuff. It's
turned it
really
into a
turned into a
great
class
bar.
act. He's really. It's just the atmosphere. It's fantastic.
Still, yeah, I've ever went to a winery yet in my life, so it's about near that time.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
how was the setting at the for the event on the 25th? How was the setting there? Like, so what type of songs do you start to play there, or what are some like opening songs that you start with at like wineries? I've never been to a winery.
Usually
so.
we try to start the first set with like the Motown and
Okay.
Because they're
Okay.
accustomed to us. They know us from other places, and Benny's gave us our start way back before we bought this place too.
Okay.
And they see what we're going. And if we're not reading it right away, then fine, we'll jump to the second, third, or the fourth set and pull something out.
Okay.
And if we got a lot of country folks, which there's a combination of everything out there, so you gotta try to appease everybody. I try my best. The band, I say I mean we. We try to read the crowd. Hey, we got to change it up, Johnny. They're not moving. Or Jim, they're not. This isn't working. Work it. And then once you have some of that great wine and some of the cheese and a little bit
Then
more
everything
wine,
starts sounding
we start
good.
sounding
Oh,
really
yeah.
good, and then we're gonna rock your socks off. That's what happens. You get them on the dance floor. Johnny's gets them to take flip their shoes off. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
they slip them off no matter they want to or not.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, for an opening set, normally that's what we try to do.
Okay.
We had a combination of, we did 3 or 4 of the Motown, then we did a lot of the Who, and then we did something from the Choir, and then we did something from the Stones, and then somewhere in the mix over the last few years, I said, let's try this. We're only going to do a quick set, and they like Motown over here, so we put it together, and it pretty well stuck now.
We'll
And
start
then-
with Knock on Wood. Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I mean, it's Heat Wave. I mean, and like I said,
But it's
some of these
alright,
songs, it's like, man, these
Midnight
are
Hour.
songs I've heard all being at the Willoughby Eagles on a Friday night all the time. It's like the songs were, oh yeah, all right, I remember that one. Yeah, we did
Castaways
that one.
picked up.
Because the Eagle Slope, isn't that over there near the Y?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
right next to Panini's.
Yeah.
They book us here in advance. We played there. Well, this will be the first time in a little while, but they
Well, I'm
booked
trying
us
to
quite a bit.
remember off the top of my head in that.
At the YMCA over there.
Yeah, well, where that was in Willoughby.
Yeah, back in the day.
I was there at one point in time, but that's when I was.
Just the one
I
we were doing.
forgot
Yeah, it's-
why I was over there. So yeah,
Mhm.
that was many years ago.
Yeah. That funeral
Hey.
home that's on that side, that used to be the Utopia.
Yeah, and that was a
Yeah.
dance club.
Yep.
Big time.
Always crowded.
Oh, and listen, I need to give my Lori White a plug. She
Mhm.
professional barber, actually a master barber. She's
Hmm.
been 17 years over here in Concord Plaza. Well, she's moved over there by Eckley's Corners in the old time barber shop. So all my friends out there, nobody find out, they'll never tell her where it's at. I'm just saying it. Just look her up, old time barber shop, Lori White, master barber. Give her a call. They take appointments and walk-ins. But they had a disagreement where she's at. Leave that alone. But people say, well, Jim, nobody knows. They never tell you where she went to. Well, okay. I just said it
That's
on
what social
good
media
radio. Yeah,
stuff
social.
and
Put it on one of the
word
better
of
radio
mouth.
stations out here right now. Best location in the nation, right here. You got to be up here with these boys. You're out there listening.
with
You should
my
be sitting in here.
Nerdy / marketing side.
Yes,
Yeah, word of mouth
exactly.
always sticks out.
That's right.
That's the oldest school, never fail method.
hmm Well, back in the day, I'm sure we all have somebody like that. It would be telegraph. telephone, tell a friend. It'll get out there.
Telephone, big time, yeah. A lot of things get around.
Oh, is this one of your guys' drummers that
Yeah.
you were talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
That's Ron.
Ron, okay.
Yeah.
I just put on James Night Shift,
And
a gig that we did.
yeah, okay.
Just
That was
tearing
at a
up the guitars.
benefit
We were having a
for
blast.
Doc.
Doc,
Good,
okay.
Yeah, very good friend of ours, was like an '80s rocker, shredder,
Mm-hmm.
and he passed away.
Oh, okay.
So we had a short order, put something very nice together for him. Whereas White, Jane, Marcus was his name. We call him Doc, Top with guitars. Built custom guitars, really nice one. Some big hitters come down. We had Chad Italy show up, bring out one of his toys, $3,000 guitar. That's no toy. That's a guitar.
No.
Had Chuck Shillings on the drums right after round that. Oh yeah. Another
That was
big
for a
one.
good cause and everything. That was
Yes.
I hate to say it this way, it was a fun night because it was a lot of good rock and roll being played. It was it was a jam night.
Serious players were showed up.
Yes, very much so.
And that's respect for one another, It's not that anybody's better than anybody else.
That there
it's
is,
just a
Sean.
camaraderie.
Sean, that's one
Sean
year.
Winters,
Okay.
yes. He was the lead singer of Easy Cross, and when I was with Easy,
Oh yeah, I'll rock with that
Manager.
man anytime, anywhere.
road manager.
I like him.
Gotcha.
We got along really
Very
good.
talented
Yeah.
guy.
Hmm.
I gotcha. Cool stuff.
And then, like I said, some of the videos, even though the recording, it's off a little bullshit phone. It's not a.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, phones, they sort of made their advancements, but every once in a while the mics still sort of sound like crap every once in a while, and the, video quality sort of looks like garbage.
Yeah.
That's why you can completely always judge bands off of those.
Right.
You can't. I've heard a really good band live, and then I heard them on YouTube.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. That's why, like you have to, like Gary knows the guy and to know how to do it. You have to record it from this, put it on this, do that, and then you put it out there. Not like what we're doing is all right. What we're doing is live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but when you
not
run it through a
us.
little
Yeah.
speaker up on one of these
That
things,
was-
it sounds like okay. You guys just go back in the basement. Don't even go out to the garage. Just stay in the house, shut the doors, and nobody knows you're there.
I get that a lot. They said, "Well, when did you guys get rid of the two girls?" I said, "Different band, different band, different band." Yeah, I think they're from New York.
Yeah.
I can't see what you're looking
Yeah,
at.
that's a bad
Night
thing
shift
every
band.
once in a while.
Well, the couple girls came up. We took the pictures with.
No,
them?
no. The night shift band,
On YouTube.
Oh, that.
and yeah, the couple women singing lead, and actually, there's a couple
You
night
guys
shift.
oughta-
Yeah, that's
Australia.
past interview.
There's one from Australia too. Yeah, yeah.
And I've heard recordings of some of the other night shift bands. They're doing their thing. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, they don't even do the same kind of music we do. Very, very, not similar at all.
No.
Totally different. Yeah.
But they're keeping the music alive.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
doing their
even-
thing. They're doing it. I don't think so.
It's not
I'm
us.
trying to bring up something.
You have to put in night shift.
Do we have anything on YouTube?
I think he does.
Yeah. Yeah, we got videos.
Yeah.
on there.
This is how much I get on the computer. I don't.
Well, your past one in that last April, that's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was the first or second thing in that list that showed up.
Let me type in.
Then we thrown out. I put it out there. I don't know if Gary put it on the night shift page. I put it on mine. James Night Shift. We're blasting mug shots. I had Mike from Whiskey Courage on lead guitar. Johnny's singing and just leans over to him, just as natural as anything. He's chiming in where he needed. And that was a camaraderie. But that's playing with players that,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of fun.
I got you.
A lot of fun.
I don't think YouTube wants to cooperate with you, Jordan.
No, not at all. It's making me kind of angry.
Except for the station page of the last spring. That interview shows up though.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
that
second thing that shows
surprisingly
up.
comes up.
Well,
I
if it's
checked
not on
on
YouTube,
that.
how would you?
I don't
Oh,
know
it would be Facebook, so only they could pull it up.
Yeah, I brought up that's the first one I brought up was the Facebook one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good old Reachman.
Is it Night Shift? Yes, it's DKNI, night, not NI.
I know I accidentally did that.
Everybody.
When Tom, whatever, said, "Hey, I met this man, whatever, at Scores and that,
Oh,
Mhm.
I remember that.
And he said something, or he told me because he was up here,
Here
and
we
that,
are.
and I put it down in that thing. He says, "No, that's not."
Yeah.
All you said, you should have wrote it down then.
Get a card or something. There you go. I remember that because I thought, who is this guy? Because we really,
We didn't take
we were,
him
we were,
serious.
we were actually doing an audition for a couple that
You
wanted to
could tell
hire
who's
us.
drunk and who's not.
Yeah, it's-
I can see.
Yeah, you could tell who's got a wine buzz and who doesn't.
Hey, let's bring up some audio right quick.
Oh Lord.
I like that. They're just having fun. That's
Was that actually come up? I was gonna say, I was gonna be shocked if that just Yeah, about that one.
that was one of them. It's trying to bring up a one where I can see all you guys. Let's go to the Ferranti one of these. See what's that. Here, let's bring up this one.
Okay, what happened? We'll give him another chance. What happened? Another chance. Drink your wine, what do you expect? Oh, man, I've been slappy for that. Was hard. We're gonna try it again. Y'all ready? All
John will call them back. They're coming to load the bus up, to get on it. Oh, come on back. We're playing your song or whatever. Oh, we want to stay, but we got to go.
True.
Loads of videos right here. There's one.
There's the ones from Mug Shots. We were kicking them on that one.
This photo.
I don't know
Oh,
if we
yeah, I
have any
put that
video
on,
from mugshots or do we?
Facebook, yeah. There's Johnny giving it his all.
I don't think that. I don't think those are videos, though. Those are just pictures. Yeah. Boy, I look like I'm mad at that microphone, didn't I?
that door, that's why I was falling through behind me. I went, yeah. Here's Ron. Did you like that quotation I put up there?
No, I missed
He priced on us after drinking a bottle of Benny's wine. The look on his face, priceless.
Priceless.
And he rocked the rest of the night.
Yeah.
He didn't want to spill his glass, so we just put a bottle behind him. And third set, let him go. When the owner says it's okay, that means it's all right. We don't do that at Ferrante's. You have a glass.
Yeah,
You know, we'll mess up.
I got you.
Village. Oh, you got some from Lake Village there too.
Yeah.
Andover.
There's some from, there's one from Jeffco.
There's Quail Hollow. Ferrante's again. We didn't get out that much. Geneva Eagles, that was a lot of fun.
So how was it? How was it? Performing out in Geneva. I mean, isn't that where Ohio University is located? No, that's not.
No, that's Athens.
That's Athens. Wow, I get those mixed up. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's like, an hour away from Columbus, a little
okay.
southeast.
That's a hike. We don't go that far.
Not
Okay,
yet.
Not yet.
so this was just maybe a one-time thing.
Well, we went out. We performed at Jeff Cole Lakes or Gary's campground. We went over to Causeway into Pennsylvania. John was taking his wife to look at something. We stopped in a little tiny itty bitty boot scooting bar. We did not look like we blended in there at all.
He says we're going.
So
in there.
Johnny's drinking his Dewar's and that, and he was talking to him. Well, we're the night shift band. Maybe we'd like to. You have higher bands here. And she said, well, we have karaoke coming in the back, and she was talking to him. Then got busy. Well, we're just sitting there talking, and somebody decide, well, he's your singer, and they put something in a jukebox. Well, Johnny, no, we started doing a cappella. Whatever it was, we started harmonizing. They put it in the jukebox. The whole place started singing with us. Man, you guys are great. Look at us
We had
smile.
the whole bar sing.
We had the bar
It was
singing.
fun.
We're just
That is crazy.
having fun. Having fun. People are people. Everybody wants to have fun. We all have hard times. You can go out there and enjoy it, take a break from. It's not going to go away, but you can take a break from it. You have to deal with your situations head on at one point or another. But it gets to the, when it's just so much on your shoulders. You know what? It's going to be there tomorrow. Let's just back it off tonight and go out and have fun with your friends.
Right.
Yeah, my humble opinion. I think it works well. Hey, we know you're not going to be up on it, but it's beating you up pretty hard. Just enjoy tonight. Have a good time.
Oh,
Relax.
Wonderful.
Chill, and then, you'll hit it again tomorrow. If you
And-
drink Dewar's like Johnny, then you turn into Speedy Gonzalez.
So what do you have? What is your best advice you would give younger bands, just going on their careers or whatever they're doing?
Keep at it.
Okay.
Practice.
Dreams are made with hard work.
Right.
You
Mhm.
can do anything you want to do. You just have to work hard at it. It will come.
All right.
Practice.
And then there's
practice.
To the younger guys coming up and gals, young men, young women, I thought this kid was a prodigy. Like 6 years old. And I think I can play guitar. Mediocre. And this kid was a beast. It was on my Facebook page. Unbelievable. He's like a prodigy. But if you stay at it, and it's your dream, go for it. If you think you're going to become a superstar, I can't say no, you're not. Nobody knows. Personal friend of mine was a young kid in California. He'd come over to the house and be motocrossing. He was at Fontana Junior High. Was the #1 drummer. Went over to his house, sitting down this elaborate drum set. I never played in front of anybody outside of my family. On my drum set, I'd like to play for you, Jim. I said, okay. Kid, Rock King Diamond. A year or so later, he's still hanging out. We're motocrossing. He comes over, hey, Jim, I'm going to Anaheim. I got an interview with the band. All right, bud, go for it. Then he comes back, a couple weeks later. Man, I got it, man. These guys are hot, What band? I go, Blink. Travis, you're with Travis Barker. I knew him as a kid. You talk about a drummer. Dreams can come true. It can happen. You put the right people together, it will happen. Believe in what you want to do. I'm not a songwriter. You know, we try. We're working on a few things. But if that's your forte, go for it. And a lot of people, oh, you suck, this is terrible. Oh, and to the guys that say, hey, man, you never play that strap, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, strap up, let's go for it. I got something for you. That's taken 5 years, virtually every day, to relearn how to play it. You know, but these young guys can do it. And especially to the moms and dads, let your children get into music. You know, it's not, oh, well, if it's not a guitar, flute, my God, we got some of the greatest bands for our college football teams anywhere. And each and every one of them has a talent. That's why they got the P1, P2, whatever level you're. Let them get into it. I'm jealous.
Like
I couldn't play an
State.
instrument, and march around like that, and do some of the stuff I watch our people do right here in Ohio. I'm like, oh my God, they're good. They're good.
Because the funny thing, you actually know with Ohio State, for a good example, so they accept 238 people get accepted each and every year. You know how many people they have audition there? Just take a good stab at
Couple
it.
thousand easy.
4,000.
4,000?
So you think of that.
Right.
That's a really small percentage that gets a shot in that.
Right.
And where did they start learning that? Not college. From whatever age, preschool, first grade, you know.
Fifth grade
Or something
band
like
and
that.
all that. Yeah.
And it's not push your child in. When I seen somebody push somebody into one direction, and it happens, you know. Support them in it, you know. My one son played the violin. Doesn't anymore, but that's what he wanted
Not
to do.
an easy instrument to play either. Not easy at all.
Look at Jacob.
We got a friend of ours, Jacob.
Got a scholarship to college. He plays for the Cleveland Orchestra, or did, youth level, or young level. And he's played at Carnegie Hall.
Went to Europe.
Yeah, he's gone to Europe. So, and he plays bass.
His dad works at Arrowhead Music. He
Yeah.
says, Jimbo, you got to check my son out. So we had a gig down at the end of the street, and he brings his stand-up bass. And he's got this rosin, whatever it is. Lord have mercy. And then he says, yeah, we won him Carnegie. Very talented. Extremely talented.
Very good.
And he plays it
Very
effortlessly. You know, it's like he loves it so much, and the way that he treats it, and the sound that comes out. Well, at that age, and be going against the best of the best, and walking away from him going overseas, touring Europe at that young age, you know he's good. He's not a prodigy. He worked at it. That's what he says. Oh, it didn't come easy. But after a while, he just felt it. And when you watch him play it, it's like, it's amazing. You can just see it's like they're one unit at one time. I'm like, that's pretty impressive.
True.
You know, be like me trying to. All right, you're a ping pong. I suck at ping pong. You know, I can't do that.
That's not my thing either.
Really? I love ping pong. I used to play it
Full
years
sorta
and years.
ish.
Sort of ish.
I used to play it at the rec center a lot.
Yeah, you go.
It's a little side thing, but it's fun.
Well, you know, I'm going with the ping pong because I'm looking over here. Pong, ping, up. Yeah. You see what's
Oh,
going
you're
on.
talking about beer pong.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, that's a different net. Yeah, the paddle thing in that.
Yeah.
I'm not that great at that.
Yeah.
Did they?
So, what you up to, Jordan?
Not much. I am.
So, George, let me ask you something seriously.
Yes, sir.
Now, how many of these ladies are you dating at one time over here?
Uh,
Come on, stud muffin. Don't lie. You're on the air. Don't touch that.
No, to
Easy.
be honest,
the fifth.
0. So
Plead the fifth.
just keep it that way. So
Uh-huh.
I like to stay in the books before
Under the radar.
yeah.
I
So
gotcha.
yeah. So
See how he smiled, lighting him right up. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he just joined in that this fall and that, so
Yeah.
new blood.
New blood.
Shock job.
It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing.
Yep.
Going back to
Now, let me ask you a serious question once again. Like on this one thing, you had like 700 and some likes. Now, since you've made this change just recently, like you showed me, and this elaborate, easy to, I mean, if I can do it, anyone's going to be able to get into it. Now, thank you. That's that simple. You talked about it last year. You've seen it through. It's here. Now, how much more has it obtained as far as likes and followers? I know that you get bombarded.
It's more
here.
the traffic in that. I could tell, I could track and see each and every page, who's touched what page and all that.
Wow.
I could tell you what country. By the way, you know people in like North Africa and that, like the tip of North Africa, we have people actually going on the website and that from there.
Really?
Switzerland.
That's impressive.
He told me about
Canada.
that.
I have some friends, you know, on Facebook that are from England. One's from Liverpool, so.
Well,
Yeah, it's actually tip of South America too.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you what countries people are watching that by day.
wow.
I can go and tell you where and what country or like state or anything like that. But I can give you these ballpark things of. I can narrow it down to countries. I can tell you how many people by country and that.
Hello, Argentina.
No one yet from there.
Who's ever
Oh, really?
watching?
By the way, for some weird reason, the United States and that lights up United States. Alaska's its own separate entity.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make sense to me.
That I didn't.
Do you get a lot of phone calls here? You know, everybody call?
Maybe they forget.
Not
they're
really
connected
calling
to us.
that.
Everybody
just the
call the
traffic.
station.
Yeah, the traffic on the app and now on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have the U.S. and that's separate from the count from the U.S. Because you would think, well, both those would be connected.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're separate entities.
Is Hawaii like that too?
They don't even show Hawaii.
What?
I know.
Don't show paradise. Okay.
Yeah, it's just big
Yeah,
giant
that
white
makes
spot
sense.
where
That makes
is.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the United States and Alaska are two separate entities. But then you hit the both of them are lit up. But I just stumbled across that. It's really messed up. But whatever.
Watching this, right? Or
Huh?
listening to this, right? This is
Yeah, I can tell you in that, just like the 6 o'clock hour, I can tell you that it was like 80 something people watching.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of them.
Yeah,
I told you that. Yeah. What was the name of that?
but that doesn't count
Can't think of the
the
kid's
people
name
off
that
the
was there.
actual, because people are still using that live stream page.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's on at
So-
5 to 6 actually.
Who is on the 5
Yeah,
to
it
6
doesn't count
hour?
that. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now, are we allowed to put likes on there now? Can we put more likes on it? You got a little thing that says likes?
what the actual website?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can actually like that.
Yeah. Well, how many? Everybody put a like on it. Let's see if we can get them up to a couple thousand here. Come on.
Really, that's the like page on Facebook and that. Yeah, the website, it's no like button or that.
Yeah.
But it's a actual thing,
Okay.
that leads over to the like page, a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
And not only the local bands and artists that you can go and look down to the Night Shift band,
Yeah.
their like page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hit throw in that plug.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Gary calls me up and goes, "Hey Jimbo," because
Oh,
I let him do everything on the night shift page. I stay away from it because I'm not that. All I do is look at YouTube. Who's teaching me what I want to learn? That's pretty much it. Or my drones or new guitars, window shopping. But he says, Jimbo, we got X amount of likes here. Man, you got over a couple hundred views on that. View on what? I didn't even know what you put out there. No, so with view, not. I guess that's a good thing. You get a couple hundred views on something you put out there. I don't know.
Oh, that's like the most traffic page is the studio page on the website.
Yeah.
It always has, a double or triple digit number on it. So I could tell you what pages where people are going. I could just other pages that people are traveling to and redesign them that people would grab their attention at.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nerd stuff.
Nerd stuff is the best stuff.
Johnny, you got quiet. What's up, buddy?
Oh, I just had to answer an email real quick. Or,
Be responsible.
text. Yeah, I gotta keep up.
Jimbo, where's your phone? In the car, shut off where it should be.
Unshut off.
I'll have that luxury.
He's smiling way too much.
No.
Because it's more easier to use my phone to take pictures than my old camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, they're coming out. You guys got these better phones.
Mm-hmm.
Amber just got that new Galaxy she sent her yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The newest one out.
Mm-hmm.
My God. They're mini computers.
I just got used to using mine,
Yeah, it's outdated.
and it's already outdated. Of course, it's 3 years
What-
old. I
what,
hold on to
what
it
phone
as
do you
long as
have?
I can.
That's what
I got a Droid, just, you know.
Oh, just a okay.
Yeah.
This thing was out a year prior to me going and getting it. But yeah, that was outdated within a year.
Yeah.
I have just a regular conventional iPhone. So
You can't hold on to anything for memories. It seems like everything changes so quick. It's like that. It's like
What I do
You
like
don't.
is like when some other people had done it for us because I don't know how to do it. Or his wife knows how to do it. Live stream or something. You know, go out there have a smoke walk. Hey, dumbass, what's that, man? I seen you playing blah blah blah. What do you mean you seen me? Yeah, Marion. That's John's wife. Yeah, I didn't know they did that. That was last year or something. Wherever we're at, I went, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, every once in a while she'll do that.
Yeah.
Do a lot.
Audio isn't all that great, but hey, it's live.
mm-hmm.
You want to hear
gotcha.
better audio? Get your ass and sit down in front of us. We'll give you something. But we'll do our best, and we'll have fun doing it with a smile.
I got you.
Well, boys and girls, it's about time for a
Yeah.
smoke break. Let's do some. Thank you so much for my honor and a privilege again to be
Oh,
up here
it's a
with the boys.
privilege and having you
No,
guys
seriously.
back in that.
Yeah. It's
So
always fun being here. It's nice
it
meeting
was
you.
wonderful meeting all you
Yeah,
guys.
stories,
I'm glad I got to
Story
sit on
time.
in on this
Story
one.
time.
more deeper story time.
Yeah. Almost bedtime. Story time. Bedtime story.
All right, Lakeland,
No,
don't forget
it's
to
no
rock and
Sleep
roll.
for the Wicked.
Yeah, you
That's
got
my
it.
story.
There you go, man.
Yeah, I
That's
refer
the
to
way to
myself
go.
that way.
Mm-hmm.